Hey everyone, Jag Taggart 93 here with another Doom mod review, and we have a damn good one today. It's called Sheol Dagger by Kepehn Glyphaith. I totally apologize for likely mispronouncing that. Now this map's premise in the reading file is really what caught my attention, and it says, quote, "You're on a quest for a long-forgotten dagger of Sheol. It is located in an old treasure cave which can only be accessed through a huge vault found in a Gothic castle deep below the earth. So you move to an apartment with a hidden area connecting below to your goal." So longtime viewers of my channel know exactly why I equate classic Doom with the feeling of playing a really good dungeon in a D&D campaign. And that seemed to be exactly what we were going to be getting here. Right off the bat in that, I'm told that we're on a quest. We're going to have to explore a huge castle to find a hidden vault that contains a mysterious relic. And not only that, we're given a rationale for why we're starting in a real-world lived-in environment. The starting area is absolute genius as well. As to make our way down to the vault, it isn't like you can just go out the front door. It'd be very odd. For example, if my own apartment, we had a side door here that would just take me to a hidden catacombs where the Ark of the Covenant is, right? That's not going to happen. So the path is actually hidden, and I like to imagine that our protagonist here created the hidden passage on purpose, which access to a vault, actually a corridor that will lead to the vault, and the corridor was dug out by him little by little, like in the underrated Coen Brothers movie Lady Killers. So maybe that's what was happening. He was tunneling and we actually came to our area, but as he was tunneling we find some things. There's actually a human body we find, a dead space marine with a shotgun along the way too, so very mysterious. I'm not really sure why that's there. I have some ideas. Maybe originally he was tunneling with a partner and the partner died while they were trying to get to the vault. Or maybe he killed someone, I don't know. There's all this There's all these little tidbits of environmental lore throughout the entire map here, and it starts very early, so great job. And really the map is awesome when it comes to aesthetics. I really enjoyed the lighting, and the lighting really succeeds in every area you'd want in a Doom mod. It's used to warn you of incoming danger, it's used as a breadcrumb to guide you as you progress, it's also used to hint at secrets if you look really carefully, and it's used just a great effect overall in delivering a really gothic and creepy aesthetic. The entire time as I'm playing it, I felt very similar to how, you're supposed to feel when you play Quake's Episode 4. You're in an area where you're really not supposed to be. And as you travel, you'll find that the added textures in this water are used to a great effect overall. And there's a mishmash of styles at work here that really shouldn't work together as well as they do. Now, what I find personally most mysterious in exploring the WoD isn't the subterranean gothic bits or the medieval crypt or the castles. No, none of that. The part I found most mysterious were the futuristic metallic bits I found here and there, and the dead space marines as well too. And it just really got my head thinking, exactly what happened. It doesn't look like we were the first ones to try and go after this mythical dagger. It looked like there was some other group after it as well that we're trying to compete with. So definite room for environmental storytelling, which I definitely think the author had in mind when they were making this. Now the map is moderately sized, it's not too large, and it actually feels much bigger in scope than it actually is, which is the hallmark of a really quality map. You'll occasionally run through areas you have already explored, but enemies will be breadcrumbed along the way, so it never feels like unnecessary backtracking. I still advise saving it often though, as while it's very hard to get lost in this WoD, I can definitely see it happening. And there's also one annoying section as well too, of platforming, where if you fall, you have to backtrack back up, and that can be a little annoying as well, so definitely save for that area. You'll definitely know when you come to it. Now, combat and gameplay for the most part is exceptionally well done, and it really shines in its pacing. As you're playing this WoD, you'll find traps and monster claws and stuff that will catch you by surprise, but as you go with the flow of the map, there's almost like a rhythm to it, and because of that rhythm, you will get better at anticipating when these demons spring out at you. And it's very well done. One area I thought I nitpicked a little bit was early on, where when you first come to the crypt and you have enemies teleporting in without a clear teleporter and they're just doing it, and I was like, ugh, if this just keeps happening throughout the map, I'm not going to enjoy it, because I prefer having a subterranean castle, a dungeon-like environment with monsters strewn, wandering around it. It feels much more natural and organic, and thankfully that's much more of what we get here. There's corridors that are very smartly made with enemy placement, and all of it is made with the player in mind. But it doesn't feel shoehorned or inorganic. All the areas, except for one small area where the switch here actually feels very natural. This one area I thought was a little too tight. But most of the areas are very smartly well done, so you'll have small areas, small hallways, where you have a lot of jabronis, weaker areas, and you have the plasma rifle, and it just screams, make the walls red with the plasma rifle, right? And there'll be in areas too where you'll have enemies actually placed behind cover, intentionally so. So very nicely done. The archviles are placed very well as well too, and that's one thing that makes or breaks a map for me is how do you use your archviles. I love the archvile and I hate the archvile. It's my love-hate enemy. And when they're done well, I love them. And here they're done well because the archviles are placed in areas where if you pay attention, you can anticipate them and it doesn't feel like they're getting the jump on you. At the same time, if you let them, go on their own or hide behind cover too long, they'll start resurrecting dead enemies as well. And usually when they appear, there's quite a few dead enemies for them to resurrect. So very nicely done as well. There's just enough ammunition to get you by here. More than enough supplies to get you by if you find the secrets. But if you miss out on the secrets, not the end of the world. This map is definitely completable without secret hunting, actually. You definitely want to because this map, again, is gorgeous and it's nice to explore it. And you're rewarded for doing so very well. But you'll definitely want to make smart use of your fists, especially after you get the Berserk pack early on, to take out some of the weaker enemies like the Lost Souls, especially if you're down to just a few of them. Yeah, just punch them. There'll be many times where you have to punch a imp or two as well, and definitely do that. You definitely save that ammunition. And the gameplay overall, though, is just very, very well balanced. Even with all the higher tier enemies like Cyber Demons, Spider Masterminds, Archviles, Pain Elementals, Hell Barons, and enemy variants as well, all of it does not feel cheap as well. Running, thankfully, is often an option too, which I like. When you come to an area and there's enemies that you don't quite have the hardware to take on, it's totally possible to run for it and continue on with the map, provided you're running with skill as well too, and the author provides just enough cover for you to do that. So, for example, the first Cyber Demon, if you don't want to fight it, you can totally keep running around from it, and these pillars serve as great cover as long as you're paying attention to where he is behind you or on your sides. And there's other enemies in the area as well too, so with enough skill, you'll be definitely fine. Now, I absolutely loved the ending to this WAD. Now, after encountering the second Cyber Demon and having all the keys, I thought, okay, time to exit. I see a drop here, and I thought as soon as I dropped, the map would end, but no. I drop, and I see that we're descending into darkness, and this is just absolutely beautiful psychology on display here. Most veteran players like me would thought, okay, this is going to be the exit. So coming to this area is something unexpected. And when you're able to deliver the unexpected, especially to players who played Doom mods for years and years and years, you got something special, and that's what we got here. So I come to this dark area, I'm seeing items as well too, and that's a nice clue letting me know, hey, you're not done, there's still enemies in front of you. So I'm anticipating this, and it's a gradual build, and I'm remembering the name of the WAD, the Sheol Dagger, and I'm reminded we're looking for an actual dagger from the literal land of the dead. And yes, lo and behold, you actually do get this dagger after you take out some spider masterminds, and yes, it is being guarded by some vengeful spirits as well. Just beautifully well done. I would have been happy, I would have been satisfied if this WAD just ended right after you took out the Cyber Demon, or if you came to an exit door after the Cyber Demon, you got a narrative scroll saying you got the dagger or whatever. Having the dagger actually be an obtainable item in the map, and having that creepy section leading up to it is just, I don't know, it's just beautiful. So for all these reasons, I have to rate this one really highly. I give this one a 9.7 out of 10, and it's very likely going to be one of the best, if not the best, Doom mods I will play in 2020. Definitely download it and play it and tell me what you think. Is it a near perfect marriage of flavor and gameplay? Try it for yourself. I should say here I played with GZ Doom. The author recommends GZ Doom as well. It doesn't appear like they tested it with anything else, so use GZ Doom. Links to all that in the description below. Yes, there's enemy variants and added textures here, but you just need the WAD and the pack, and you'll be good to go. Just download the file and you're fine. And yeah, this is Jag Taggart 93 signing out. You all have a good one.